salute you to this nation. And we thank you for coming here tonight and accepting our gratitude for what you have been able to achieve in the name not just of yourselves and your family, but of your country. For this is how we inspire others to achieve to greater heights. And I thank, finally, those who have traveled from beyond our shores, my good friend Constance Mitchum, who was the first woman to... It is never easy to organize a conference with little or no budget, and that you have been able to do so in such a tasteful manner speaks well of what the next few days has to offer. Tomorrow evening, I will be a little more robust. Not tonight. And Sunday will mark an important event in our party. We must define, especially in these perilous times, who we are, what we stand for, and what we are prepared to fight for. Decisions are being made in this land by people without being guided by any deep commitment to anything called Barbados or to Barbadians. And what it does is to put people and their circumstances and fortunes at risk. This party was formed because people believed in something. It was appropriate to the times. We changed and we evolved. A similar moment is upon us again. Our society has changed. Our economic fortunes have never, ever been as woeful as 8 years of underperformance and 8 years of a current account fiscal deficit where we cannot pay our bills. And if ever there was a time for us to define who we are, what we stand for, and what we will fight for as a party, it is now. But it is not the mission of the leader of the party and the members of parliament alone. For this party's constitution recognizes that it is a party made up of many organs. And we come together on Sunday in our many organs to reach that point, to agree on the message that will be defined in what we have chosen to call a covenant of hope. It is not by accident that we use the language of a covenant, because a covenant allows us to go beyond that which is our duty, to work in partnership with each other to achieve what you and I as individuals cannot achieve singly. And I hope, Adrian, that you will get a chance to read that document when the party conference settles on it. Because in it, I think you will understand that this is a party committed to a new Barbados, a new governance, a better society, a new economy, and above all else, to opening the windows of the nation of this country, and as our grandparents would say, allowing air to come in and give people chance again. Good night, and God bless you.
Barbados Labour Party family, our political leader, the Honorable Mia Amor Mortley. Returning hope to our people. And I want for you to ponder on the operative word which I choose, which is hope. Hope simply meaning the feeling that what is wanted can be had. That is what it means. And so we, as members of the Barbados Labour Party, must recognize and must understand, must underscore, and certainly must believe that we can deliver the feeling that what is wanted can be had, the feeling of all Barbadians in every area. And I'm sure that as you travel across Barbados, that feeling is there, and we must deliver. I turn attention now to the constituency awards. persons who have toiled, who have certainly given their lives to the Barbados Labour Party in every area. And tonight, we will certainly applaud them. Our first set of awardees will be from the Northern Zone. I invite our first Vice Chairman, Dale Marshall, to present the awards. Please note that the awards will be presented downstage. Our first awardee has been a supporter of the Barbados Labour Party from the tender age of 14. Isn't that a wonder? He's been on the campaign trail since 1956, when Ermi Bourne was the candidate of the Barbados Labour Party, and when she was secretary of the St. Andrew constituency branch, wherein he served in the capacity of secretary, and he has been speaking on BLP platforms since the 1961 general election, never missing a campaign and representing St. Andrew and the National Executive Council. Please, let's say your applause for Simeon Belgrave. Simeon Belgrave, constituency of St. Andrew. I love my MP Dale Marshall, and I love everything about the Barbados Labour Party. And those words were echoed by one who's been carrying the flag of the Barbados Labour Party in St. Joseph with pride, since former MP Lindsay Bolden represented the people of that constituency. She describes her MP Dale Marshall as a very special person who is always available and is always willing to listen. Please, your thunderous applause for Ernesta Clark of the constituency of St. Joseph. Let's see that love now being exhibited. Let's see the love exhibited now. There you go. Awardee from the constituency of St. Joseph, Ernesta Clark. Our next awardee has been an ardent supporter of the Barbados Labour Party even prior to the Tom Adams era. He's a very vocal party member, and he says he enjoyed working with David Simmons, but his work in the party at the constituency level became very intensified when he joined the team of MP Cynthia Ford, and during which period he served on the executive of the St. Thomas branch for many years, as well as the branch's representative on the NEC. He commented, "Cynthia was a great inspiration, and she still is." Please let's welcome from the constituency of St. Peter, Mark Watson. This must be a typo. Mark from St. Thomas? Well, there you go. I really keep into my script. The Barbados Labour Party was the only party I knew. And he says this, his affiliation and work with the party dating back to 1958 in the era of the late Dr. Hugh Gordon Cummins and Ronald Mapp. He's a career teacher whose contribution in the field of education spans a 40-year period from 1958 until his retirement in 1998. He's humbled and equally proud to be the recipient of an award on the occasion of the party's 77th annual conference. From the constituency of St. Thomas, please acknowledge Alfred Driggs. Congratulations from the constituency of St. Thomas, Alfred Driggs. Our next recipient has been a driving force in the area of fundraising in her constituency of St. James North over the past 8 years, 4 of which she has served on the branch's executive. Her fundraising skills are equally matched by her culinary skills, as she not only conceives excellent fundraising ideas for her branch, but she has actually prepared the menu for several of her branch's successful fundraising luncheon events. She recalls with pride of being able to acquire a home and educate her 2 sons through the excellent stewardship of the Barbados Labour Party. We turn our attention now to St. James North as we acknowledge recipient Sharon Thompson. From the constituency of St. James North, Sharon Thompson. He is indeed an unrepentant standard bearer for the Barbados Labour Party. Born in the constituency of St. Joseph, which was represented by the Right Excellent Sir Grantley Adams at the time, he moved on to the constituency of St. Lucie in his early youth. His love for the party did not waver in the least, as he immediately became a member of the St. Lucie branch. He has demonstrated a deep commitment to the cause, and he has participated in every election campaign going back as far as 1976. He is a true foot soldier who has labored in the service of the branch and the party. And ladies and gentlemen, I speak of Leroy Arthur Gittins from the constituency of St. Lucie. Leroy is absent. If we have a representative from that branch and you're so kind to accept the award on his behalf, I invite you to do so. I recognize our brother, Peter Phillips. Our next recipient is a committed and dedicated member of the St. James South and the Barbados Labour Party. Rain or shine, she's present at meetings, lending her support to our activities. She does not talk a lot at meetings, but in the market where she plies her goods on a daily basis, she represents the party and its interests to customers and fellow vendors alike. She's a loyal BLP member, and she wears the robes of dignity and respect in her walk as a Barbadian. Please acknowledge from the St. James South constituency, Ismay Branch. From the constituency of St. James South, recipient Ismay Branch. Our next comrade joined the Barbados Labour Party at the age 20 on invitation of the late Lionel Craig and MP for St. Andrew, George Spain. He's a floor member of the executive of St. James Central, and he says his support for the Barbados Labour Party is unswerving because, as he puts it, the country is better off when the BLP is in office. Quote, you get work and people have money in their pockets, unquote. Please, let's welcome from St. James Central, recipient Patrick Chandler. Recipient from St. James Central, Patrick Chandler. Our next recipient can be referred to as an outspoken, dynamic, and dedicated Barbados Labour Party member through and through. She served with characteristic vigor and purpose as Secretary, Vice President, and Public Relations Officer of the League of Young Socialists, and has also made her mark as the League's representative on the National Executive Council. A nurse by profession, Piper, as she's affectionately known, is never afraid to show her party's colors, working in the last January election campaign, in the process chairing a number of spot meetings. She seizes every opportunity to push the party's messages, defend the party and its team members on social media while addressing the issues facing the country. She's not only a fierce fighter, but a most worthy ambassador of the League of Young Socialists and, by extension, the Barbados Labour Party. Please let's welcome, representing the League of Young Socialists, Michaela Beckles-Jordan, affectionately known as Piper. Born in Goodland in St. Michael Northwest, where her entire family for decades proudly carried the flag of the Barbados Labour Party, she recounts how her late father, Elston Clark, who was a well-known taxi driver, was literally brought to tears on the passing of JMGM Tom Adams. She's a hard-working BLP foot soldier who says emphatically, "I love everything and anything red. I support the Barbados Labour Party all the time because I like their policies. They come with facts, and what they say comes to pass." Representing the Women's League, we recognize the work of Cheryl Hart. He was born in Spitz Village in James Central, and he grew up an ardent supporter of the Barbados Labour Party under the political tutelage of the late Sir Ronald Mapp, who instilled the political education that he would later draw as he moved on to the United States. He's a graduate of Pace University and New York University with degrees in economics, political science, and international law, and he has been an active member of many local organizations and served on a number of select committees in Brooklyn, where he has been outspoken on issues affecting the Caribbean diaspora. He served as vice chairman of the New York chapter of the Barbados Labour Party from 2009 until 2013, and he currently serves as its public relations officer. We recognize from the New York branch, Samuel Clark. Comrade Samuel Clark from the New York branch. Those are the awardees from the Northern Zone. Thank you very much, Dale. And now we turn our attention to the Southern branches. I invite you, ladies and gentlemen, to acknowledge Jessica Odo-Barrell.
May I invite the second vice chairman of this great party, the Honorable Cynthia Ford, to present the next awards. The recipient of this award has been a resident of Tyne Bottom in Christchurch his entire life. From very early, he became a member of the Barbados Labour Party and consistently gave electoral support to candidates Reginald Farley, Wendell Callender, and to the present caretaker, Wilfred Abrams. He knows virtually every single voter in Tyne Bottom and surrounding areas such as Fairy Valley, Wilcox, and Parish Land. He's a dependable branch member of the Christchurch East and is willing always to lend his support. Mr. Best became a general worker in government in 1994 under the Barbados Labour Party and has maintained his job by dint of hard work and an excellent record of punctuality. Christchurch East is proud of Mr. Best's achievements and recommends him highly for the Constituency Award at the 77th Annual Conference of our great party. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Dalton Cortez Best. This award is presented to a lady who has been a floor member of the executive of the Christchurch West Branch of the Barbados Labour Party, I know, for a long time in the past years. Joining the party officially in 1972, she has worked hard in the trenches through the years to bring the bacon home for Sir Henry Ford, for Dr. William Duquid, and most recently, Dr. Maria Agard. She has served with distinction as a polling clerk, canvasser, and as a fundraiser par excellence. In her own words, I just love the BLP. That's my party. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to receive her award, Cecilia Johnson. And that is a constituency of Christchurch West, as if we didn't know that. This next award goes to somebody who is resident just next door, so to speak. Christchurch, she's well known in her community and has been a member of the BLP family for more than 25 years. She has worked at the Barbados Police Training School at Paragon and Senior Citizens Homes, and is currently a senior attendant at the Oistins Bay Garden. On the political front, Miss Prescott, and indeed most of her relatives, are die-hard BLP supporters. She would have started with Sir Harold St. John, moving on to Dr. Jerome Walcott, and has already promised to assist Mr. Ralph Thorne, the new candidate for Christchurch South. Julietta made sure he understood her commitment by seconding his nomination at the beginning of this month. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to receive her award, Miss Julietta Prescott of Scarborough, Christchurch. Dr. Walcott will receive on her behalf. The next recipient has been regarded as the mother of the Christchurch West Central branch for over 20 years. For the cause of her branch and her party, she has sacrificed many sleepless nights over the years, at no time flinching from the task before her. Mama Nita, as she's affectionately called, has held every position in the branch, from auxiliary to personal assistant. In the 2013 general election, she was always first to arrive and the last to leave, always inquiring of the next job to be done. She's been the backbone of her branch and is seen by many as one of the most seasoned and well-grounded individuals within the ranks of the Barbados Labour Party. Mama Nita is loved by many in Christchurch West Central for her significant contribution to her branch and, of course, her party. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Anita Morrison, Mama Nita. You should find this one interesting. The next recipient, according to the note, and it must have come from the branch, can be described as a St. John BLP. at heart, and since marrying and moving to Christchurch East Central, has continued as a faithful, dependable, and committed member of this party. She gave of her time and talents to the Christchurch East Central branch. She's been a staunch supporter, helping out where and whenever possible at the branch's activities, and by extension of her party. Presently, she's ill, and we regret that, and we wish her well, but is still very much concerned as to what is happening within her Christchurch East Central constituency branch, and regrets that she's unable to participate fully. Ladies and gentlemen, we regard and celebrate this evening Mrs. Mavis Greenwich. As I said, she's unwell, and her daughter Andrea Puckering is receiving on her behalf. From the constituency of St. Philip North, this gentleman has been a supporter of the Barbados Labour Party since 1974. He joined the party in 1981 and has been an ardent and dedicated member ever since. As a member of the St. Philip North branch, Matthew has worked beyond the call of duty in support of the branch, candidates and members of Parliament for the constituency. He has been a loyal foot soldier at election time and has worked as a canvasser and driver for his polling district. Matthew now serves on the executive committee of the St. Philip North branch. Ladies and gentlemen, please recognize Matthew Garnes. The next awardee describes himself as a political animal. He has been a member and supporter of the Barbados Labour Party since 1982. He made his contribution at the National Executive Council and has worked tirelessly in the trenches, hitting the road in house-to-house canvassing and speaking on Barbados Labour Party platforms in local and national meetings. He was appointed a Justice of the Peace in 1986. I also served at the Bridgetown Port with distinction as a security officer for some 19 years, retiring in 2013. Congratulations on that. Born at Reed Street in the city of Bridgetown on February the 3rd, 1948, Destin commented, "I thank God that I knew both political parties in Barbados. What I know over the past 33 years is that my party, the Barbados Labour Party, has never moved away from its political moorings, and our esteemed leader, like her grandfather before her, is a bastion of the working class." Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome and receive Mr. Destin Howell. I find some of these people look really young for the length of time they serve in the Labour Party. Congratulations. I'm going to apologize before I say this name, and I'm going to use the name that he likes to be called when I'm there to call his name. But he has been an active member of the Barbados Labour Party since 1961 because of the late Freddie Miller. From 1961, he has participated in all aspects of party politics in the constituency of St. George South, as a platform speaker, box captain and canvasser, and as a member of the St. George South branch executive. His MP commented, "Words cannot express how much I appreciate Puka's contribution to the BLP St. George South team. Puka travels the length and breadth of Barbados to attend BLP meetings in the various constituencies, and his voice